Hi YouTube, please give me a moment while I connect Facebook. We'll be getting started shortly. And we should be live on Facebook right now. Hi everybody, welcome to the Strategic Swing Trader weekly broadcast. I am Sami Abu Saad, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. We're gonna talk about some swing ideas for this week and we'll talk about the market. But before we start, as always, a standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss is for educational purposes only. If you're new to our channel, please be sure to subscribe, like, and comment, but also be sure to download a copy of my free ebook. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Link for that is in the description below the video. All right, let's get started, shall we? So here we go. Actually, first off, we'll talk about Bitcoin. I've talked about Bitcoin quite a lot recently, so don't need to talk too much, but as you can see, this is a daily uptrend and it's over on the daily uptrend. For sure, the uptrend is over. Now, if we look at the weekly chart of Bitcoin, it is not quite over, but we do have a lower high. And if we take out this pivot, we would have a lower low. So I assume that Bitcoin is headed back down to the prior low, maybe even below it, but we don't know yet. So I'm just assuming that we're headed back down to the lows. If we go back to the day, here's the monthly. If you want to take a look at the monthly real quick, pretty extended, could come in a lot on the monthly chart, but who knows, right? Who knows how much it's going to come in. For now, I would say the next support area is going to be around 59, maybe 60 to about 56,000. So somewhere in that range. It's at 63,200 right now. Okay, so it'll take a while, but what we want to watch for is some acceleration. As long as it's just grinding lower, never buy it, never touch it. But if you start to get some wide range bars, like say these kind of bars, and the volume really picks up, just like we did here, not that these bars were amazing, they weren't, but we need to get a couple of, at least one gigantic red bar and at least one big volume bar before we can think that Bitcoin is bottomed. Again, who knows if it's gonna have a really deep pullback or just to support on the daily chart, but that's what I would be watching it for. Unfortunately, I mean, it's fortunate but unfortunate, I have a significant amount that's staked. You know what staked it means? So I'm basically earning interest on it, but I can't get out of it. I could, but it takes, I think, 7 business days to unstake. And so I didn't do it, and now I'm kind of regretting it. But I've had it since 33,000 is the first time that I bought it. And it's not just Bitcoin. I have Ether. I have a big chunk of BNB, like 170K, that's staked. So, you know, so I do have some. So as Bitcoin drops and these cryptos drop, I'm gonna get hurt. But those I intended to hold long term anyway. And now I'll just watch for a drop for the bounce, you know, as a swing trade at the very least. In terms of the US market, so this is where it gets a little more interesting because the market looks pretty toppy. This is the daily chart of the Qs, extended, as you can see. We didn't accelerate very much, but we are extended. And if we look at the weekly chart, so here's the weekly for you, that's a nice reversal bar. So we take it out, and I would say lower. I did go to all out cash on Friday. I don't know if that's the right move or not, but the Qs is up 20% on the year. So it's up a lot. Now, this is just this year, 20% on top of what we, you know, the move that we had last year. So I don't know. Again, I don't like to mess with my 401k very much, but I went to all out cash on Friday and I barely made it because I almost forgot to do it. I was doing a live stream towards the end of the day, so I almost forgot to do it. But we'll see if that ends up being the right move or not. Again, up 20% this year, about, I think, 19 some change, on top of 45% last year. So I think it's, and then we got the reversal bar on the weekly. We're starting to come in on the daily. So I think it's the safe bet. Now, the only thing that makes me question that move is two things. One, normally you don't want to be messing around with your 401k. That's number one, including myself. I don't want to be, messing around with it too much. The other thing is, if you look at Google, which is the third, fourth biggest company, that's just breaking out on the daily chart. If you look at Amazon, it looks really good higher. So those are two of the biggest companies we have in the market. So if these two look really bullish, does that mean the market is gonna crash? I don't think so. I don't think the market is gonna crash. But do I expect to see a pullback? I'd be lying if I said I didn't, because like I said, I wouldn't have gone to cash in my 401k if I didn't think we were going to be pulling back. But time will tell. We'll find out probably this week. So again, expecting a pullback in the market. That's what I'm expecting. We'll find out if that ends up being the case or not this week. In terms of the swing ideas, I posted the complete daily watch list in the video description, just so you have it all. I generate a new daily watch list every single day, but I do this video only once a week, so you got my watch list for the day. A lot of the ideas don't trigger on the day that I add them to the watch list, so they end up triggering on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's a good watch list to have. For today, I'm just going to go over these because they're the most ready to go. They're not necessarily the best, but these are the ones that look the most ready to go, right? So this is a big move, big gap down. I don't really like it that much, but over the base, it should get back up to the prior high, I would think. And that will be close to 2 Rs, I think. 2 Rs meaning 2 risk units. So whatever you risk, it would double it. So close to that, to 250 is the target. Entry would be over $1.70, and if you want to go super tight with the stop under $1.50. 20-cent stop, and then the target would be 80 cents. That's pretty good. That's 4 to 1 actually. That's 4 times your risk. On the AVTI, the BFH is a daily 1, 2, 3, broke out on Thursday, put in a narrow range bar on Friday. So if it takes this bar out, we would have a trigger. Stop right here, or since the Thursday's bar is really big, I would suggest giving it more room to like 43 instead of under that bar's low. Okay, on the BFH, believe it or not, Carvana looks higher. Carvana is something that I missed this year, or last year rather. I played it on earnings one time and it worked, but I should have done better. Carvana went from like, I don't know, $6, $3 almost, as you can see, $3.75 so far, to 124. So I should have done better. I should have done way better on Carvana this year and last year. So I played it once this year on earnings, and I think that was it. I believe that was it. Either this one or that one. Not 100%. And it looks okay, higher. Look at the weekly. That's a weekly buy setup. And Carvana is battling some resistance, but if this weekly buy setup works, I mean, who knows where it ends up getting to, because it has a lot of room. That's the weekly chart. So the entry for it would be over that bar's high, which is 115. Stop, I would say, under 100. So it's a big stop over 115 by 100. CVS is already in open position, played it as a 1, 2, 3 right here, stop right here, and now can actually add to it over the base or initiate a new position. So it looks good. CVS, the WBA, which is Walgreens, I don't think looks as good. Let's take a look at it together. Yeah, it's trying to transition actually, so it might end up being the better setup because it's a tighter stop, but it's more aggressive. Okay, and I'm not feeling very aggressive because of the market. The DJT have been funny. A couple weeks ago, actually in this same video, but 2 weeks ago, I mentioned it as a short. It was at 40 something, 43, 40, I don't know what price it was at exactly. I was hoping it would base just a couple more days so that it's not far away from the 20, but it didn't. I waited for it, it didn't wait for me. That would have been an amazing short. I was watching it on Friday to play long, and I was doing this live stream with Scott and and the other moderator at T3, and that's when it went. I didn't see it when it popped. So a bit late, but I like it higher over 28.21 by 24.80, maybe back to 35 or so on the DJT. Amazing move, maybe has an amazing bounce as well. By the way, you know, DJT reminds me of Disney. You know, that's trying to bottom. It's not, you know, they have nothing in common, or, you know, but it's just DJT reminded me of DIS. So this is trying to bottom. I played it this year and last year. There's the monthly. The weekly is damaged, so the weekly trend is not great, but it's an idea for you. Disney as a long over 103 by 99. Okay, I'm not ready to play it, but I'm watching it. 4 is a daily buy setup, so it looks higher over 72, stop under 68 on the 4. Let me open up the daily chart. Nice hourly, by the way, on the 4. Has room to 85. It's just gonna depend on what kind of a market we end up having over the next couple of weeks. HUD looks amazing, but HUD is also a Bitcoin stock. It really moves with Bitcoin, so I'm not sure. And Bitcoin has been bearish. So I have a position in it already. It's one of my biggest positions because I added to it. But looks good even just over this bar's high. Or if you want to give it to this bar's high, that works too. Stop right here. Okay, on the HUD, been bullish on it for quite some time, and it looks good on the monthly. Played it right at when it transitioned over here. This is when it was called. Got out of it on the break of the uptrend, like the break of that green bar probably, so somewhere here. Got back in it and then added to it over here. So this would be the second add, or it'd be the first, second, third, and fourth entry for me. But I liquidated the entire position on the way up. That was amazing. Now it's been working pretty well, and I like it again as a buy setup over either 22.40 by 21.18 or over this bar's high, which is 22.75. JPC is a daily buy setup, so long over 736, over 739, let's just say, stop under 725. Daily buy setup, nice weekly and nice monthly, if I remember correctly. The weekly is actually not great. The monthly looks better. The casino stocks look amazing, but I missed out on them. Should have played it here. I didn't like it enough. And the same with the Caesar. I feel like I missed out on it too. Caesar had a buy setup. Look at the monthly on the Caesar. Breakdown failure. Here's the PENN. Down a lot and then breakdown failure. Here's the VFC. Similar pattern. It's not even on the list. Breakdown failure. So all of these, I don't think the VFC has anything to do with the PENN and the CZR, but they all have similar patterns on the monthly. This has a daily 1, 2, 3, so long right here. Stop right here, but you know, since it's a bit sloppy and into the 200, maybe stop under the big green bar. Okay, as a longer term play on the PENN. The TNXP is like the AVTE. Big gap down, trying to move up, so over 137, stop under 115. Target would be the gap fill or $2 on the TNPX. Tesla's trying to go higher. I don't know how long it's going to take. I think eventually Tesla will go higher. Beautiful weekly. It does need to take out that bar's high. This is what I call the battle bar. It's one of my favorite reversal bars. But it needs to take it out. So I don't know how long. If the market corrects without it taking it out, you know, then it might be actually lower. But keeping an eye on the Tesla. I do have a position in it. I have a position in this is actually the TSLL, which is what I have a position in. I don't have a position in Tesla. I have a position in the TSLL. So it's got a daily buy setup if you want, over 818. I'd put the stop under 749, or if you want to give it a lot of room, under 673. Twist looks beautiful, daily buy setup. Monthly is where it looks really good, so that looks nice. And like it high, it's very thin. Like it higher over 51.60. Stop under $48. Okay, on the twist. And Zillow, like it, I don't think it's quite ready over this bar's high, which is 49.50. stop under the pivot, which is 46.78. It is a monthly buy setup on the Zillow. Okay, so that's real estate. All right, in terms of the shorts, not a lot. The JBL is beautiful. 1, 2, 3 short, stop. Okay, target on it is a bit tricky. I think the target, depending on what happens, what ends up happening with the market, is just over 100, maybe 100 and, you know, whatever the low is here. Oh, it looks like it's 105. Well, about 105. So that would be the target on the JBL. It looks really nice on the daily, but again, under this bar is low, stop above it, target about 105 on the JBL. The LSCC is breaking down already, so it's a bit late, but it's not, I don't think it's too late. Short under Friday's low, stop up here. Okay, over that pivot, whatever the high is, that's 60.70. The OI is lower also, but doesn't have an exact pattern. You could just call this a 1, 2, 3, 4. You have the igniting bar and you have 2 narrow range bars. So under the lows, either Fridays or Thursdays, whichever is lower, stop is above Fridays. So under $11, stop over 11.43, and the target on it, it looks like, oh, it's gonna have to be, wow, that's pretty close. Maybe it's below it already. Now that's 10.70, 10.65. So not a lot of R to R on the OI. The TH is a 1, 2, 3 after an hourly base breakdown, so it would be short under Thursday's low, 7.29, stop over 7.58, and target, I would say look for the bottom of that bar to be your target area. And then this is a 1, 2, 3 also. So short under it, stop above it, and has plenty of room, lot of room. Okay, so those are the short ideas. I was hoping to find more bearish ideas since I'm kind of turning bearish on the market. Look at the breakout failure over here, that's massive. But you know, again, was hoping to find more bearish ideas, but that's all I could find this weekend, so let's make the best of it. All right, guys, thanks so much for sticking around till the end. Be sure to hit the like button. Again, subscribe if you're new to our channel. If you have any questions at all or need help, email us, info@t3live.com. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best of luck with your trading this week. Catch you on the next one. Take care, everybody.